Hello and good morning to everyone. This is Nikita Agrawal, your moderator for today's Flipside from Nagpur Club. I'm a practicing company secretary by profession, have a passion for art and handmade things. For my pastime, I make macrame and resin products on order basis. And as a professional, I practice as company secretary. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about Pick a Book. What is Pick a Book? Pick a Book is an effort to nurture the habit of reading in each and every one of us by deepening the love for books and enhancing social interactions. It's an impactful movement rely on social patterns that flourish through the binds of friendship and grow through the habit of communities, and that is what our vision at Pick a Book is to change participants' sense of self through the wonders of literature, and we inspire change. Global statistics presently are 1,000 plus members globally, 1 lakh plus lives are inspired, 500 plus books presentations, and Pick a Book is in Sri Lanka, India, Singapore, and United Kingdoms. Before we start, I would like to ask small questions to our presenters. Uh, what are you hungry for? Example, knowledge, food, or anything else? I would like Rituji and Sudhaji to answer the questions.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I think we all, I'm sure, are hungry for knowledge. Because the more we learn, the more we imbibe things into us, the more we can cater to other people. And I'm sure knowledge grows only by sharing.
Okay, Sudhaji.
Exploring and learning new things. I think books is one of the best way to, crunch our hunger. And of course, being a foodie, love to explore the different dishes. The same thing has been carried forward to my son also. So he has also become foodie now. Yeah, these are the two things which I enjoy most being hungry for.
Okay. So let me introduce our presenters. Ritu Sharma, after completion of bachelor's from the prestigious Christ in College, Bangalore, obtained master's degree from the Tasmat College, Pune, which is affiliated with the University of Wales, UK. She has worked with Mudra Communications, Bangalore, as marketing intern. Currently, she is running Ritz Consultancy and providing consultancy services uh, for management, and she is also playing treasurer and secretary role in our club, that is Jaipur Club. Today, the book she has chosen is Who Will Cry When You Die by Robin Sharma. Welcome, Rituji.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Then next presenter we have Sudha SA. She is a certified international life skills trainer and master's train the trainer soft skills, and certified content writer, case writer, and story crafter. She has won the Best Presenter Award in the year 2020 at national level, motivational talk guest speaker, and volunteer trainer at Adore India from March 2021 till present date, and conducted over 80 plus sessions. She is focused on building a deeper understanding of learning as a process and working towards teaching our children to have a dream and set a goal. Her vision is to discover new innovative ideas to build confidence in our younger generation at an early age so that they learn to dream and have the courage to succeed. A mother of 9-year-old Aditya and wife of Mr. Vishnumurthy are. Her hobbies include reading, writing, cooking, and gardening. She is an animal lover and has two lovely pet cats. Today, the book she has chosen is The Power of Positive Attitude Your Road to Success by Roger Fritz. Welcome, Sudhaji. Looking forward for power pack session with you both. So, before we start, I would like to ask Rituji, what genre books you read or like?
I personally love self help and motivational and autobiographies. I'm not a more of a fiction reader, so I enjoy this genre the most.
Okay. And Sudhaji, same question for you. What genre books you read or like?
Yeah, mainly because anything which is related to the personality development, the skill development, and of course also the psychology part also, because we need to understand the students when they come up with their queries. um, Overall, I try to mix a lot of books in one session, because you really need to understand and deliver what the student is asking for. So reading is a must for me.
Nice. Then, Rituji, which is your favorite book?
It's by Louis L. Hay. You Can Heal Your Life. That's one of my most favorite book. It's like Bible of my life. I can vouch for it.
Okay. Sudhaji, same question for you.
I don't have any favorite book as such, because each book has its own dimensions. Each book it has its own takeaways actually. But of course, my first book which I read was it's been a long time. I don't even remember the book, but it had a great understanding of how the guy grew up and how he dreamt and how he took steps to achieve them. Yeah. So at the end, we all say that we need to dream or set goals, but we also need to work towards that.
Okay. And Rituji, one more question. Who is your favorite author?
I like James Clear, Robin Sharma, Louis L. Hay. These are few of my favorites. Jim Quick also.
Okay. And Sudhaji, who is your favorite author?
John Maxwell.
So he's also quite good.
The guys, his videos are amazing to watch. I mean, the way he presents himself with the he pushes the audience to take initiative to think. That is important there, and his examples are really awesome.
Okay, nice. So, before we start our main session, I would just like Rituji you to please tell us brief about your book, Who Will Cry When You Die.
Yeah, this is a very beautiful little book in which the author talks about life's lessons. It's very easy to read and yet a very manual rich book. And in this, he talks about life's problems and how we are worrying about it. Rather than worrying, he gives us solutions to it. And he even teaches us a way how to lead a life which is full of life. And we are trying to create a journey which is to be remembered. Not reaching a destination is not the goal, but creating a journey which is more simpler and creating a legacy that lasts forever.
Okay. Uh, Sudhaji, I would like you to brief the power of a positive attitude, your road to success for us.
Yeah, the author has began with a very beautiful situation or a case study, wherein he tries to bring a difference between the two candidates who have the same credentials, same education qualification, same capabilities. They have the same experience also, but one succeeds and one fails. Has a team manager actually. One The hardest part, the team manager, who his name is Gary. He is in the and he has a team to manage. The other guy is Steve, who is in the day shift, and he also has a team to manage. But the guy who is in the night shift has more productivity, less of complaints. I mean, no complaints at all, and their quality and the quantity of the product is amazing. They reach the deadlines. So, but at the same time, Steve's who is in the day shift, fails fails to meet the expectation of the organization, and he ends up with numerous complaints. Now when the author tries to find out what might have gone wrong, or what is the mantra the Gary is following which has made him to be successful, and what is that Steve went wrong, where did he go wrong that he had to face the failure, even though they were both equal. What Gary did was that he encouraged the team in the night shift. He kept telling that, you can, you will, you must, I can do it. So that positive affirmation pushed the night shift team to succeed. Whereas the team which was in the day shift, Steve did not take interest in the team to build the team, and neither did he bother to address the problems or the crisis what they were facing. They were left alone to fight it out. Now this brought the motivation of the employees down, and eventually they ended up saying that, okay, we can't work in this type of environment anymore. So this is the difference. This is what the book speaks about. Having attitude is not, having the right attitude is very, very important. Of course there are two types of attitude, which is both negative and positive. So how do we identify the negative? How is the self awareness built among us, and how do we make that has more of positive, and so that the outcome is more fruitful. So this is what the author Roger Fritz speaks in the entire book of the power of positive attitude.
Okay. So, just a second. So, welcome both of you. And are you ready for the Power Walk session? Let's start it.
All the best, Ritu Sharma.
Thank you. Same.
All the best, both of you.
Thank you.
So, my first question is for Rituji. Uh, can you please give us the brief introduction about the author?
Yeah. Robin Sharma is a globally respected humanitarian. He is LLB LLM and an internationally renowned authority on leadership, peak performance, and life management. Some of his clientels are famed billionaires, Fortune 100 companies, and professional sports superstars. And his bestseller works are The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari,
Yeah.
The Leader Who Had No Title. These books are written in over 92 languages, thus makes him the widely read author alive today. So that's the best thing about him.
Okay. Uh, Sudhaji, next question is for you. Do you have any favorite line or quote from the book, and what is its significance,
Yeah,
or why
before
is it significant?
yes, before I answer this, a little intro on the author. Is that fine?
Sorry?
Shall I give a little introduction about the author?
Yeah, sure. No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah, Dr. Roger Fritz is an international consultant and author, and he has he's been the author of 63 books of management development and personal motivation, that is self help. He produced over 25 audio albums and edited 3 video training series. Member of 6 corporations in as board of director, his columns in weekly newspapers and monthly magazines have reached millions of readers across the globe. His books are published and distributed in countries and languages. He has helped many of his clients to overcome the negativities and reinforce positive attitude in their life. I just love the way his life, I mean his uh, career graph is. Okay, my favorite quote, yes, throughout the book there are a lot of quotes mentioned by various great personalities. What I loved the most was that there is one quote which says that positive attitude can change your life. Then the author says, no, the positive attitude will change your life. So he's so definite that it will make an impact in your life. It will, give the difference there. So He's so particularly so self confidently says that, by adapting positive ways in your life, the perspective, the way we look at things will change, and we'll have more positive impacts in the relationship, career, or friends, or anything for that matter. Another one, he says that, don't take positive attitude for granted. I mean, don't take attitude for granted, whether it is positive or negative. Don't take it for granted, whether you are at any age, any place, or any time in life. Analyze the situation, what and take the right decision. What is the pros and cons of the situation or the circumstances what you are in? Understand that first, and then you proceed with it. The concluding part of the book, what it says is that positive attitude brings out, it's a burst of energy what will generate within yourself. You have enthusiasm to learn something, to explore something, to know something. Your self confidence is built, your self esteem is boosted up. So these are the various ways where your life will change. So it will change, is what I would like to conclude.
Okay. Thank you so much. Next question, Sudhaji, I have for you. Sorry, Rituji. The title of the book is really different. Can you throw some light on it?
Yes, actually, the it's very eye-catching. I think I also picked up this book just looking at the title. So there's an ancient saying in Sanskrit which says, "When you were born, you cried while the whole world rejoiced. Live your life in such a way that when you die, the world cries while you rejoice." Isn't it beautiful? So,
Yes.
we live in an age where we've forgotten what life is all about. It's very easy for us to reach the moon, but it is very difficult for us to walk across the street and meet a new neighbor. It's very easy for us to shoot a missile on any part of the globe with pinpoint accuracy. But at the same time, we find it very difficult to keep up on a library date with our kids. We have fax machines, digital phones, internet, which keeps us connected. Yet we know we humans are not connected. Humanity has lost its touch. We've stopped paying attention to things that matter the most to us. We are leading a life which is just which has no direction. We need to make our lives more joyful, more complete, and more deliberate. We need to create a life out of choice, not out of chance. We need to design a life rather not default. And life has this very funny thing. When you don't act upon life, life has a very funny habit of acting upon you. The days will slip into weeks, weeks will slip into months, months will slip into years, and perhaps you're left with a life which is half heartedly lived, and it's full of regrets. And that's when you realize, oh, half my life is over. Someone asked George Bernard Shaw on his deathbed that, if you were given a chance to lead your life, once again, all over once again, what would you do? He said, I would be that one person and do those things which I could not have done earlier. So, we always have regrets of not doing things. We never have regrets of things we've already done. So to make this whole journey more simpler, we need to realize there's something called as final calling in us. By final calling, I mean we all have this virtue which we all need to enhance. And in this, when we all are here for some purpose, some noble objective, and while achieving this to reach our human potential, we all have to take care of people around us. We need to be kind to the people who are around us. And by that final calling, I don't mean that you leave all the job which you are doing now. But by this, I mean you need to focus and put your power and attention to the work you do the best. Don't wait for other people to, give you results of what you desire. As Mahatma Gandhi rightly said, be the change you want to see in the world near you.
Yeah,
So that will help you change your own self. Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you so much. Uh, Sudhaji, next question is for you. How does developing a positive attitude help us maintain balance between relationships and careers?
In fact, I would like to continue from where Ritu ma'am stopped. What she's saying is so relevant with the question what you asked, actually. Um, we always try to see, we never try to understand the difference between, what is the issue, and how to address the issue. Who's who to? We always try to find some bakra to put the blame on, and we escape. I think this is something which we have learned from childhood. From birth, we do that. We do with our siblings. We do with our friends. We do we do with our colleagues. We do it. We all of us do it. We don't want to accept the fault there. We don't want to be in that dilemma where that, okay, it is, I messed it up, so let me correct it. No, we don't want to do that. So instead of that, if we look at self development part of it, how it plays is that, self development helps you to understand that, address the issue. Now, if the project is not happening, the project manager keeps blaming the employee. Will the project finish? No, you have to address where is the problem, what is the problem. So when they have their team meetings, if the manager goes a little further and tries to find out what might be the reason that has caused the delay there, rather than getting personal, rather than attacking them personally. So self development and self awareness helps you to stand in a place where you address the issue there, what is the problem there, and how, what are the steps which is relevant, which can be taken to get the outcome or the result what we are looking out for. Now the same applies even with the relationships. Rather than blaming the boyfriend, saying that you are late, try to find out what is the reason behind he is late. Okay, once, twice, thrice. If he continuously repeats it, and then you try to address, okay, I think there is some issue there. So rather than looking at, giving it your point of view, saying that, okay, concluding it, saying that I'm done with this relationship, I cannot, other than physical abuse or anything else, that is apart from it. But if we give a little space and little patience to understand the matter there, what is causing the disturbance there, then we can definitely help, take the proper steps and see that this is not repeated, or this problem is solved without disturbing the relationship. Even in the career also, this is the matter. You have to be firm. If somebody attacks to you personally, saying, no, I'm not into these things, so you need to respect the place. Now if there is a good manager or a good boss, he will come and ask you on one. He will try to see what is the matter there. Now if the guy does not take the appropriate step, then it also affects your career. So pause, in the book he very specifically puts down the difference between what has an individual you have to do, and what has a manager steps the manager has to take the steps to ensure there is peace and harmony, and there is a team which is working towards the organization, and as well as the individual growth. So this is what the book says.
Thank you, Sudhaji. Very well explained. So let's go to the next question. That is to Rituji. What are the life lessons you learned from this book?
Yeah, as I said, each and every chapter in this book is very crisp, and you can relate to. He talks a lot about your relationship with your child, your relationship with your parent, how we learn from our own children, how to lead a healthy life, many things. But I've just picked up a three of the topics which I really felt were very close, in which we all need to learn. There are first thing which I've picked up is see your troubles as your blessing.
True.
And sure, we all have learned the most from the toughest times of our life.
Yes.
And what we do when we faced a problem, we need to look at the greater aspect. We have to treat it as a greatest teacher. Instead, we are looking at the negative aspect of it. So just stop doing that. Look at it as a learning. If you would have not made mistakes, you would not have the wisdom and knowledge that you possess now. If there
True.
were no mistakes, no setbacks, no sufferings, you would not be the same person. These are signs that you have attempted, you've tried, and you are into the process of achieving something. So treat your pain as your teacher and failure as a highway to success. It's a beautiful line which is given, and I think if you take it, then you realize, yes, whenever I fail, then that's a part to my success. The author talks about you cannot learn to ride a bicycle by not falling off from it couple of times. You cannot learn to play a guitar by hitting a few wrong notes. So now we need to decide and resolve our problems, that troubles are not our blessings, and resolve and transform our stumbling blocks into our stepping stones, and we need to vow to turn our wounds into our wisdoms. So the life's greatest character is, fabricated out of the toughest lessons of life. So we have all have to realize one thing, that when life is tough on you, there's something bigger going to come out of it. There's a very beautiful line in this book which I would want to read out to you. It's for people who are actually facing maybe some kind of challenge or a curve life is giving to them now. It's very beautifully written by Rainer Maria Rilke. Says, have patience with everything that remains unsolved in your heart. Try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books written in a foreign language. Do not now look for the answers. They cannot be given to you because you could not live them. It is a question of experiencing everything. At present, you need to live the question. Perhaps you will gradually, without even noticing it, find you're experiencing the answer some distant day. I think in a very simple language, he's explained, when we don't get our results or when we don't reach our destination. So the author has actually quoted many great writers and eminent personalities. Second thing which I would want to talk about is list your problems. A problem well stated is a problem half solved, said by Charles Kettering. So, whenever you have any issue in your life, take a piece of paper and write down all your problems. Once you've written it down, it would feel like you've called up your best friend and spoken to him about all your problems, him or her about your problems. It will make you feel lighter, more calmer, and more freer. You will realize that, okay, I have done this, and all the mental clutter what you're going through in your life, which is just stopping your personality enrichment, will totally stop. So take a piece of paper and just write down all your problems. And this technique was even followed by the martial art, this thing, Bruce Lee. He used to always do this, and even Winston Churchill said that when you have half a dozen problem, write them down. You will see the two of them did not exist. The two were not under your control, and the other two would take time but would be set right. So it's a very beautiful technique, I think, which we all can imply in our day to day life. Thirdly, he talks about one more thing which I really like is don't be harsh on yourself. We keep beating around ourselves saying, oh, I have done a mistake, I have done a mistake, I shouldn't have been doing this. We fail to realize that we all learn from our mistake, we grow, and growth is a sign of prosperity, and it is very very essential. We all need to realize that every time we make a mistake, we need to take it as an episode. So, what was my learning from it? Okay, if this was a learning, that's it. It's the learning which comes out, not the episode which is dragged from your past to your future. Otherwise, we would be like that cat who once sat down in a hot stove and would never think of sitting on the stove ever, let it be cold also. So, we all just need to, withdraw ourselves from the situation and take the learning along with us in the future. And if you want to do this, again, there's this very beautiful technique. Take a pen and paper. On the left hand side, just write down all maybe the top 10 biggest mistakes of your life. On the right hand side, corresponding it, write down the benefits what you've got after that. And once you do that, you will realize your life would not have been this rich and colorful as it is today. So we need to realize whether we're looking to a life of path of discovery, a self growth, or a lifelong learning. So that's something which we all need to look into. Thank you.
Ma'am, I would like to add one or two here.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
with her suggestion of it down is one of the best actually. Hello, can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
We can
Hello,
hear. Yes, we are able to hear you, Sudha ma'am.
can you hear me? And we can also do add on one. You write down all your achievements and awards or accomplishments, and
Yes.
this will give us more positive vibration, positive feel of pushing to succeed or push our in a dilemma where what was right or wrong, and how do we go about with it. This that is like, self motivation. It inspires you, it pushes you to focus on your goal.
True.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Rituji. You have explained very well the
Hello.
lessons. Yes, yes.
Sorry, I think Nikita's thing is stuck. Okay.
So, thank you, Rituji. The life lessons you explained them very well. Let's move to the next
Very
question to
nice.
Sudhaji. Why attitude is important?
Why attitude is important? Yes, I actually would like to ask Nikita why attitude is important, Nikita.
I
What is
think
your perspective?
uh, I don't think one should have attitude. Being
Mm-hmm.
down to earth is like I believe it's more nice and the best way of living. That's it.
Okay. Um, yes. Ritu ma'am, what do you think why the attitude is important?
I personally feel attitude is important and you need to have an attitude. The
Ritu ma'am?
attitude has to be the right one. It's just that you need to know what's the right attitude and you need to carry to a particular place. I need to carry, if I'm going to a temple, the attitude I need to carry has to be something very spiritual or holy. I cannot carry an attitude of swag to a temple. So attitude varies from
Correct.
place to place, situation to
True.
situation, and a
Exactly.
person to person.
Anything you would
Yeah,
like to add on,
I agree
ma'am?
with you.
And attitude is actually the behavior what a individual person carries.
Yes.
So that's something defines a person at the end of the day.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
I
true.
agree with you. Like,
Actually, attitude is something, yes. Yeah,
uh, what I meant was
yeah,
same.
Nikki,
Like, you
continue.
should have a correct attitude and not in a negative way. The attitude should be in a positive
Correct.
way, and yeah.
True. Agree.
Over to you,
See,
Suji.
what has happened here is that in movies, attitude has been showed like, bindas kind of. The guy has attitude of fighting, and, he does all the kinds of stunt, and now that is called attitude. So the younger generation, or the generation which is onto the urban side, follow that has an attitude. Now if the girl doesn't accept his proposal, throw attitude on her and just move off. Fuck off, I'm not interested in her anymore because she didn't accept my proposal. No, they call that as an attitude. But attitude is something which is what you say, how you say, and where you say. you know it tells us if we go to any of the functions or celebrations and give a negative attitude, people will remember you for even generations. Oh, this guy has attitude, this guy is not humble, this guy is not polite, look at the way they behave. It will go on till it will go on. I will go and tell my children, my children will go and tell their children. It spreads. So there you have to see how to behave. How your behavior is the action of attitude what you have. So if you have the right kind of attitude, it is shown in your behavior, it is shown in your action. that how to behave at where. So when you have to identify which one is the negative attitude, which one is the positive attitude. If you want to develop yourself and have a better understanding of life and be peace at yourself, understand your negative attitude and try to overcome. You control your thoughts. Now somebody rejects something with the ego. If you take a decision, that negative thought will go on and on and on. It will go on for days, months. It will eat you up. It's gone. Instead of that, if we say that it's okay, fine, if he was not interested, that is their choice, it's okay, accept the failure. Now leaders do that. They accept the failure and they start working towards it. They was with the more positive thought. So your attitude plays a very, very important role in your life. You have everything in your life. You have everything at your doorstep. Now if you don't have the right attitude, you will not step out of the door itself and see what is the world around you. Buddha, if hadn't learned to step out of his palace, we wouldn't have got him at all today. If I hadn't stepped out saying that it is I'm being married, I have my son, so why should I bother, I would never be stepping out of the four walls. I wanted to explore, I wanted to learn, I wanted to see what are the failures, how I can learn from the failures. So those are the positive attitude. You should have self love. If you don't love yourself, you can't love others. If I don't love me being as a mother and take it as a burden, I will never love or shower my affection to my son. It's not going to happen. If I say I'll just kick him and say that no, I will be earning more than what I deserve, so let me go to a company and leave him to some nanny. Go do. Of course there are constraints. There are mothers, great mothers, who are sacrificing their life. But if I take that kind of a negative attitude and say that I don't want the responsibility, I want to earn there, what am I going to teach my son then? What will he teach when he grows up and be in the society? So it implies in your career, in your personal life also, as an individual, as an organization, it's all there. In the team meeting, if you keep on giving only negative feedback to the manager, the team leader will, or the team manager will look at you and say, boss, is there anything positive which is more encouraging you can say? We will be happy. They will literally label you like that in the companies, in the organizations, or in the corporate sectors. So if frame it in a right, asking the right type of question, that gives a positive impression there. Okay, she's a good team player. Oh, Ritu came up with that encourages the team also to perform. Of course there are both do's and don'ts, there are both pros and cons everywhere. But how do we learn to develop, that is very, very important. And one more thing is that positive affirmation plays a great role in our life. Just take a sheet of paper, write some of your positive affirmations. There are some real good videos in the YouTubes available. They have come up with positive affirmations. You can take it down. There are some, you can Google it, you will get it. So you just paste it across, or you keep it anywhere where you see it every day. Without your knowledge, trust me, it will change. The change will happen without even getting into your awareness. You will immediately start, subconsciously you will start moving towards being more positive. So positive attitude is very, very important. So overcoming negative is also very, very important, because it's for our own peace. We need peace.
I would like to add one more small question. How can we overcome stress by changing our attitude?
Go out, enjoy your time, rather than looking at, you know if you there are people, you start to plan, they have 100 questions. This is not right, where will I get food, how will I travel, what time is it, what time I'll reach, the hotel is not good, the the road in which we are traveling is not good. I want only train tickets. I know I want only the flight tickets. 100 questions. Now, how will you plan your day out? Oh, I get up only at 8 o'clock in the morning. I can't wake up at 4 o'clock. No, it's not possible. How will you plan then? We have excuses.
So
We come up with so many excuses. My son starts giving excuses, you will run away. I'll be, Adi, will you just get up and finish the work, what I'm saying? So we have to switch over. When we are stressed out, where especially when the corporate sectors, they have long working hours, and their work is very intense. So you have to take a little break from the work schedule what you have. You have to do little exercise, or meditation, or take a break, go out for a small short vacation with your friends or with your family, whoever you are comfortable with. There are companies which is offering, they have made it an environment now to ensure their employees are stressless, where they have a gym in their offices, the premises. They have resting areas in their office premises. They are also planning activities. They call the trainers, and they ensure that their mind is more free, more relaxed, and they work as a team, because your mind has to be has also need to rest. It's filled with hundreds and thousands of thoughts, so we need to free that mind so that we rethink and redesign our life again. So keeping ourselves in mind, we have to ensure that I am the first priority. If I am good, if I am healthy, when Ritu calls for a party, I will go, otherwise I can't go. Correct. I will say, no, Ritu, I have this excuse, that excuse, and it's gone. So enjoy yourself, enjoy the journey, and come up with the positive. If you are facing any issues, please go on to the bosses and speak one on one. If you're not able to speak to them, there will be people around whom you can go and talk to them. If you are in a kind of a depression, you're stressed out, de-stress yourself. If you don't speak, you will not. If you don't want to speak, at least, as Ritu ma'am said, write it down in a paper sheet, and a sheet, and just tear it apart. That will also reduce your stress level. Family and friends are always there with you, so go and share with them. So these are some of the most basic and common things which we can do it without much of planning or stressing.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sudhaji, for so much knowledge. Uh, I would like to ask a different question to both of you, apart from the books. Rituji, what is the strangest incident happened to you? Like it can be something serious or funny or both.
strange. I think I once entered a men loo in a hurry because I was expecting my baby and I'd gone for a sonography, and obviously they make you drink water and post that, and then I was in a hurry to go to the loo and I did not notice. So that's the most strangest thing I've done.
Okay. Sudhaji,
I have many actually related to my son. Oh God. He has put me into various embarrassing situations, and I always keep telling, learning lesson, learning lesson. You have to learn. The horrible, horrible things have happened, wherein I've understood that getting embarrassed is of no use. Don't get embarrassed. Accept that this is the fact, and you have to move. There are parents who have complained. There are kids who come and complain. Auntie, your son has done this. Your son has done this. Okay, address the issue. Address the issue, not the child. There are many actually. One of the best part was, we have a cat which is 14 years old, and being a cat, he climbed up a huge tree and he didn't know how to come down. And and it was midnight, I think 2 o'clock in the midnight. Another cat came and he was meowing like anything in in the window, and we woke up. Okay, quite obvious. And the cat guided us to the tree where our cat was stuck. Now at 3 o'clock in the morning, how on the earth we can climb the tree? And the tree was really huge. I think some 60, 70-year old tree it was. It was huge. And Vishnu didn't know. I mean, my husband didn't know how to climb the tree. So we went on to another house. We didn't wake up them. We jumped the gate, both of us, night 3 o'clock, and we went to the upstairs. We found one long stick and we're trying to push our Puttu, the cat, like, come down. We are encouraging him, and that guy climbed up another level, and we didn't know what we should do after that. And then we got down again near the tree, and we encouraged the cat to come down.
Sudhaji, you are stuck. Oh, can you hear me? Sudhaji, you are not audible. Should we move forward? Uh, you are not audible, Sudhaji. Hmm. Should we move forward, Rituja, till then?
Yes, I think we can go ahead.
Okay. So my next question is to you. The author talks about the final journey. What is the final journey?
You know, we live a life trying to, for the first 50 years, we live to create a legitimacy. Then the next 50 years, we live to create a legacy. And while trying to create a legitimacy, we are striving for achievement, struggling to gain respect from people, to, to reach a certain social standard, or maybe material positions which we are looking for. But once we've got all of those, we suddenly realize that's not what I needed. That's when legacy come into play. So legacy is not something which is created later on, but it's created now. Immediately you need to start doing creating your legacy, because time is just like a granular sand, it just runs out of our hand. So we need to realize that if we need to have a legacy for ourselves, we need to work on it. By working on it, you need to have something like create the whole awareness that every day there used to be an Indian Maharaja who would wake up every morning and had this very bizarre ritual of celebrating his own funeral. And while celebrating his own funeral, he would have that proper procession, music and flowers, and he would say, I am living fully, I am living fully, I am living fully. So everyone found it a little strange and said, what is he trying to do? That was his relation with the mortality. And it's very, very important that we realize what's our relation with our mortality. It's a source of wisdom. We need to realize that once we are leading a life, it could slip out of our hand any minute. As Sudhaji spoke, we need to have a stress-free life. We'll not say, oh, 20 years I'll work like a donkey, and then the next 20 years I'm going to relax and lead a happy life. No. It's today you have a happy life, and you relax and lead a better life. So everyone found it very strange when the king did this, but then over a period you realize this is what life is. It doesn't spare the young nor the old. It can come, the death can come to anyone. So we need to realize our relationship with death. Death is inevitable. And at the end of the day, we all are seeing some kind, any relationship where we see deaths happening, and that's when we realize that no, we need to face our challenges with death. Same thing is being spoken in this book called Tuesdays with Maury. Very nicely, this university lecturer, he is in his final stage of life, and his student comes to him every Tuesday for life lessons. And that's when he says, "You want to lead a better life? Learn to have a relationship with death. Think you could die any day and lead a life." So that's the value of life. We all need to realize we take life for granted. हो जाएगा, देख लेंगे, कर लेंगे, कैसे भी होगा. That's not how it works. We all have to realize that time is the most essential commodity, and to lead a richer and fuller life, we all need to have more of time for, we've stopped doing simple things like walking barefoot in a park when it's raining, watching a sun come up, or planting rose plants. Very small, small things. We just stop. We're looking at the bigger things in life. We need to make a life more simple, more easy, and make. We are in an era where we have taller buildings but shorter tempers, more possessions but less happiness, fuller minds but emptier lives. So we all need to realize that now is the time to lead a fuller life. Now is the time we need to realize that yes, this is what I want is now. Nothing is happening 10 years from now. It's all now. So the earlier we realize, the better it is for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sudhaji, you're again not audible. Hmm. Whenever I've read Robin Sharma books, I've always felt the my confidence has boosted up, and so much positivity. The books are very amazing.
Very totally I second that.
Yeah. Something wrong with Sudhaji's connection.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I rejoined actually.
Okay. Okay.
So
So,
beautiful, actually, Ritu, what Ritu ma'am was saying. You should actually learn from children how to live life. They enjoy the most smallest things. As soon as it starts raining in our, when the rainy season starts, me and my son will start making boats from the newspapers. And in our lane, we are on the downside. So when the rain, when there is a heavy rain, there is a small stream which forms. Me and my son live boats there. I love it. I enjoy that childhood time. We both jump on the water, and I ensure that he doesn't get wet. But uh, the kind of enjoyment have at the 10 to 15 minutes of making a paper boat and living it, and we going till the end where the boat reaches. And so till it gets drowned, then we'll like, oh, the boat is drowned. Awesome feeling. It is amazing. I really love it.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, you should try.
I also do similar things.
I used to do it in my childhood.
Yeah. No, it's not about childhood. Where if you go to a place where there is a small stream, just take a paper and live it and see. Oh,
Yes.
The feeling altogether is different. And there's
yeah.
certain things when I see my sons doing and I feel, oh, this is something which I used to do. So I can't even scold them for doing that.
Same here. Eating the corn and while it's raining, we
Yeah.
do enjoy those times. Having ice cream when it is raining,
Yeah.
and you fall sick with that.
True.
All are
Yeah.
stress busters.
Yes.
Yes.
Agree.
So let's move forward. Sudhaji, my question to you is, what are the main criteria followed by successful leaders, and how can a manager overcome obstacles and build successful team?
Oh, quite a lengthy one. I'll cut it very short. Okay. The main criteria is what leaders follow is they accept failures. They don't look at it from the point of ego or pride. They look at it from the point of growth. No, if their company is doing something where they incur loss, or some project is slipped out of their hand, or something which they could not achieve, they don't go around blaming others, whom to be blamed. No, they look at the problem, they look at where it went wrong, what might possible, the possibilities of the project gone, what is the reason behind it. So they address the issue. As I said before, that is a one of the major quality of any human being, the accepting the failure. We don't do that. Majority of us take it from the point of personal. Now if somebody is saying something, if the team leader is addressing one of the team member and saying that this is not done in a right way, there are very high chances that the team member will take it personally, or others will look them down, look upon to them, in a negative way, where they get offended with it. Rather than that, let's take it in a more positive way. So the leaders are very, very particular about learning and exploring and implementing it. They just don't dream. Ritu ma'am just doesn't dream of saying, let me dream of reading the Robin Sharma's book. She literally reads it. She achieves that goal there. And not just that, she has made it a point to understand it so well that if there is a situation where she will be addressing someone's issue, she will quote what she has read there. She will make the person understand where the possibility of they might have gone wrong, or what are the necessary steps they can take to make their life look better. Leaders also follow that. They just don't dream, they are the go-getters. And they sacrifice their personal life in many ways. Now if they there is a sudden team meeting which has come up, they would have planned an evening out with their families, which we don't know. We as an employee will not know. Now suddenly there is a meeting which has come up, they would have cancelled that there to attend here, to attend what is the matter. I know it's frustrating, it's heartbreaking for the families, and has him as well, because he had plans of spending a time with his family, which is gone. And again, I don't know, he has to wait for that. So he sacrifices his own needs for the betterment of the organization or the team what he is in. We don't know, Johnny Lever. I read, I could get to see one of the YouTube video of Johnny Lever, an amazing actor. We can't even think of anybody else who can compete with him. There was a point of time where his son was diagnosed with tumor, and the tumor was in between the nerves. The tumor could not be removed for almost 2 years. If you When you see Johnny Lever on the screen in the movies, do you ever feel that this man would have gone through that kind of trauma? He makes you laugh, he makes himself look so funny, and he jokes about himself in a way that audience enjoy his presence there. Now that is the quality of a leader. Leader does not mean that he is only leading the team. A leader can be anybody for that matter. I have, a 65-year-old lady, the one who sells the flowers. She comes home at 6 o'clock in the morning, even if it is raining, even if it is chill, 6:30 or max 7. She comes. In fact, one day I scolded her and told her that, "Are you crazy? You're not supposed to come so early. It is raining and you are here. It's okay. We will wait at 8 or 9. Come, with your flowers." Look at the dedication what she has, that she has to ensure that the flowers reaches everyone's house on time, because everybody, she knows that everyone takes bath and goes to puja room, so the flowers is needed. So there also is something we are learning. Many people came and asked me, she gives less flowers, why are you taking it only from her? You could have taken it from some younger girl who comes. I said no, not because of her age, it's because of her dedication. She goes to the market, she picks flowers, she comes home, she ties it. She makes a garland of it and she brings it in the next day. She also needs money, but she also has something which we have to learn. So these, we get very very notable examples if we look around, uh, as a leader, as a manager. So part of life skills. So the same thing, what we try, try to include in and as a leader. Now when you are in a joint family, the kind of problems they face, as a nuclear family you don't face. There's a lot of issues which comes up in the joint families. Now there is the problem solver, because they are facing problems every now and then. There is some issue to be addressed. They are the better decision makers when you take them to, much higher levels in corporate sectors or in any organization. Why? Because they address the problem as a problem, not on a person. Because they would have faced problems. If you take it as a nuclear family or a single child, you put him or her in the problems, a situation of problems, the child will get stressed out. The child will not know how to solve the problem, because the child wouldn't have faced it at all in his life. So he's like wondering, what is this? Why am I put in this situation? What is going on? So this is how it is. We get to learn from the outside of, the environment what we live in, as well as from the, while career building, from through our experiences. So to overcome the problems, you have to first understand. So these are the, life skills of even the leader possess. He continuously keeps learning from his life experience, and he also ensures that his team is also doing well along with him. Sorry,
Thank
it
you.
was too intense, I think.
No, it was nice. Thank you so much. So, this was the last question,
Okay.
and we have come to end. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was wonderful talking to both of you,
Same
and
here.
so much learning about attitude, life, going to our childhood. It was amazing, and I know our viewers must have enjoyed it and had amazing time. And especially thank you both, and
Thank
thanks to our viewers for being present with us. And this was a very power packed and powerful session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
thank you all.
Thank you, Ritu ma'am. Thank you, Nikita.
Thank you.